everybody is kind of on the same page because I think everyone would rather have those uncomfortable conversations up front rather than 3 months down the line have a client who's like unhappy with their results.
As far as being kind of like prepping people for this. So I think a lot of times the coaches, when they first start, especially when they're new coaches and they're bringing on clients, it's almost like they want to like show them everything they know in the first session and the second session, and they're like trying to over-educate, right? Is there something that you would recommend on the first session and the second session maybe that a coach do to kind of set these, not necessarily boundaries, but these expectations of how progress is going to look, what progress actually is, and how they can start kind of recognizing that in themselves?
Expectation setting is something that I talk about constantly with my students. And it really is like one of those things that if you do it right, you are setting yourself up for so much more success and your clients so much more success versus we've all been there with our clients 3 to 6 months down the line. And now they're suddenly like upset with themselves that they're not making more progress. You're like, well, how much progress did you think you were going to make? And they're like, they've lost 10 pounds and they thought they were going to lose 30. And you're like, in what world? But it's because you never had that conversation, right? I had a health and fitness coaching company for years and years and years. This is actually 2025 is the first year that I am just solely focused on coaching coaches in the certification and not one-on-one coaching. So I've been in the trenches for a long time, been doing this for a long time. Something that we did at my fitness coaching company is inside the intake form, we actually had something called an expectation agreement. And it was one of those things where they would have to read line by line and like put their initials next to each line that they agree to it. And it was statements like, I understand that even if I don't have a very good week or I don't stick to the plan, that these are the best times to still check in with my coach, so like things like that. And then the coaches on my team would also then review that and talk to the client more about it. So that was more along the lines of, I want you to still communicate with me, even if you're having a rough week, even if times are hard, even if everything feels like it's not going to plan. That's when you need to communicate with me more, kind of like along the lines of those expectations, but then also having conversations about what do you expect from me as your coach? And what can I expect from you as the client? And also, yes, what are you really looking to achieve maybe in the first 3 months and then the next 6 months, depending on how long their contract is with you. You could go, up to 12 months or whatever that looks like, so that you can really hear from them, because they may say, I don't really know. I just want to make the most amount of progress. It's like, okay, but then we need to have a conversation about what that realistically could look like and how that would make you feel. So maybe even a conversation of, okay, if you get a new client, they want to lose 30 pounds and you say, okay, at the 3-month mark, we will probably just be still getting into really establishing some strong behaviors and getting into things and really getting to know each other and all of that. If you're only a few pounds down by 3 months, how is that going to make you feel? Like really getting ahead of it. And I think coaches are afraid to have these conversations because they don't want to have their clients feel like they're not going to make any progress, so they want it to go faster. But it's really important. And it's also very good from like a trust building perspective, so that everybody is kind of on the same page, because I think everyone would rather have those uncomfortable conversations up front rather than 3 months down the line have a client who's like unhappy with their results. So yeah, I could talk so much about expectation setting because it really is so important in any relationship in your life. Really.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think those expectations are just massive, because if people are coming into it with a totally different idea of what they're going to get out of it than what's either possible or what you expect, and then you're only finding that out a month or two into the coaching relationship, like you've already broken that relationship. And so I think that is so spot on. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but if you are a health or wellness professional and you haven't yet checked out The Wellness Vault, you're missing out. The Wellness Vault is a content hub for coaches who create their own plans and programs for their clients, run workshops, create digital guides, and so much more. You can now do all of this in a fraction of the time, so you can focus on your clients and grow your business faster than ever with more you time. The link to The Wellness Vault is in the show notes, so go sign up for your free trial today. Thank you for watching this short clip. To watch or listen to this episode in its entirety, view the description below. See you next time.